best experience. I have one of the world's strongest men, Nick Best, and we have a newcomer to the game. God damn it, what a hell of a year, Thomas Evans. Nick, tell us who this man is.
So Tom Evans is the guy that won the amateur Arnold last year and won the ability to come in and compete at the Arnold this year. And he also won the open division of the Shaw Classic. So he's going to get to compete in the Shaw Classic this year. So he gets to compete in two of the biggest shows in the world this year. And it's going to be amazing to watch. His career is just skyrocketing. Tom's a strength coach at the University of Delaware, and he just got back to work. So, Tom, how you doing, man? Thank you for taking the time today.
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing great. Getting my legs back a little bit. Feeling good, but tired as hell. I got back Monday midday, and straight back to work Tuesday morning before 5 a.m. So that was a nice return back to reality after the surreal weekend where I kept saying to my family and my wife, I was like, I don't even know what's going on at this point right now. So we're just kind of going with it as it goes. So
it hasn't even really totally sunk in yet what you just did. I mean, dude, you got fifth at the Arnold. You're top five at the Arnold.
Yeah, I still I can't.
The hardest show to get into in the world, and you're top five.
I mean, I trained my butt off for it, and knowing that, I was really excited for certain events and felt like I had a decent shot. And the only thing I was praying for that didn't happen was the max squat. But I tried to talk to Jan and Todd. Hopefully they'll bring that back the next time I get to go.
Well, cool. When you're training for that, I'll come out and squat with you the next year.
Yes, please.
We'll have some fun there.
But yeah, just a full surreal experience, still kind of sinking in, but just trying to get back to work, taking this week off from training. And then
that's what I was just about to ask. How's your body holding up after like that much competing? Because with a heavy competition, with the things that you guys just did this weekend, I can only imagine how not horrible you feel, but just completely zapped.
Yeah, I was actually surprised after day one. I was like, this is like, I'm feeling good. Like, I'm not like, we spent a lot of time working on not just the conditioning of the wheel of pain, but the conditioning of like being able to recover into the next event and not be dead for like 3 hours after. I felt probably pretty good within 20 minutes after the wheel of pain.
Damn.
So,
which is why the log went so well.
Yeah. Until my quads cramped up on the second rep, but we can talk about that. So like, and I was still I had the adrenaline Sunday, Monday morning. I'm like, and I'm like a 5 a.m. wake up kind of guy. Like even when there's not an alarm set, if I'm really tired, I'll sleep into 7. But we drove back, and I was just like dead to the world. I finally got a nap today, and I haven't napped in probably like 3 years, and I took a nap today.
I can understand.
Yeah,
I absolutely relate to it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the biggest to explain to the amateur competitors that are out there the difference in competing at the amateur Arnold and the difference in competing at the pro Arnold? It's got to be a completely different experience because you have all these guys on the floor. There's hundreds of people out there running around like crazy. You're only getting so much attention on you, even though you're putting out a great performance.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to where there's 50,000 people watching you, and God knows how many on the internet.
That's it. That main stage.
And you're out there going, and all eyes are on you, and all the attention's on you. How much differs it competing in that type of an environment?
Well, you never have to worry about like adrenaline or energy. Like the first day, I didn't take an ounce of caffeine. I didn't need it. Purposely for the wheel of pain, but I was so awake and so wired pacing backstage. I didn't need any of that. I only used like smelly salts on the deadlift because I was shooting for a 100-pound PR. But it was I've been in large crowds before with my football career, but they're never looking at me. unless I really messed up. So I was like, well, I guess I'm the only one up here, so they're probably looking at me. But I kind of try to just tunnel my vision to Magnus, making sure to get the down call, just kind of, and then like after it, then you can appreciate everything that's out and around. But I also like I look at the ground there a lot. I look back. I wouldn't necessarily try to look out.
Right.
But and just the best thing for me was like the warm up area, because I like to really warm up, make sure I'm good to go, and take my time, and having the exact time of when you go. When it was like a production, like you're going to walk out there at 3:07, and which is, I'm like, thank God, like, because we timed everything out. It's not like where there's 40 people in your weight class and you got to stay warm, and you have no idea when you're going.
Right. Yeah, like somebody gets hurt and you're waiting for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're going again and stuff like that. No, it's on the clock.
Yep.
It's
so for me, that made it easier just because it, for the most part, you can make sure warm-ups go really smooth and time everything up. So that was my favorite part. And then, like, obviously, I mean, it's the competition I've been at, OSG, Shaw especially, and Strongman Corp. They do a great job of treating the athletes as best as they possibly can. It's different when it's 400 people at OSG versus yeah, or like 16 like the Shaw Classic Open. It's there's obviously so much they can do by numbers, but that was just an incredible experience backstage. I didn't feel there was any oh, you're a rookie, you don't get to see the chiropractor or whatever. Like, they took care of me just like they took care of everybody else. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty neat experience when you go there and you kind of go from the amateur ranks where it's kind of like there's like nothing. It's whatever you bring. It's the people that come with you that help, to you have everybody around that you had before. And then you also have the other professionals that are around. You have, Dr. Todd, who's amazing taking care of people there, and Becky, and they're there helping you. Yep. And everything else. And then Jan Todd, the way they take care of your room, take care of your food, take care of just everything. It's amazing. It's a fun thing to go through. It really kind of shows you what the professional level is and should be. And same with the Shaw Classic. I mean, they're both exactly like that. So it's a pretty neat thing.
It's fantastic. And it made it really hard to go back to work on Tuesday. You're like, you're not going to tell me, you're not going to time this all out for me. I gotta make my own breakfast and figure this out.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to warm up.
You need to be down eating by this time because you're going to be up at this time. So get down there. The food will be ready for you. Just show up and eat. Yeah. Yep. Worlds is that way too, by the way. So when you get to go to World's Strongest Man, you're going to be able to, the food scheduled, all that stuff. It's the same experience. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. It's just, there's 30 guys, so it's a lot more guys, but your room, your travel, your flight. I mean, I got stuck in South Africa once because they messed up one of my interchangeable flights, and they were all over it, rescheduling my flight, making sure I was in the hotel room and taking care of me. It was, their mistake. And, it's neat at a professional level that you actually feel like a professional athlete when they're doing stuff like that. And you don't have to panic or anything like, oh God, what am I going to do? So it's a neat thing.
We still find a way to panic, but
of course.
It's not their fault. It's my own.
Right. Oh my gosh. So walk me through the event, Wheel of Pain.
So Wheel of Pain, believe it or not, it was not designed for me to go first. It wasn't like, okay, you're the new guy, you're going first. I happened to draw one out of a hat. Oh yeah, and that's the same reaction all the other guys had when I draw one. I was like, all right, well, at least we'll get the nerves out of the way.
You'll get the longest rest too.
Yeah. And I felt like that was going to be a good event for me. even though like you have no idea what that thing's going to feel like, right? Until there's no way to replicate that exact piece of equipment. We got to push on a little bit at the rules meeting, develop some strategy and whatnot. But I did like it went first, and there's a little bit of thinking, but there's not a lot. It's not like a log where you got to worry about all these different techniques. As long as you keep your breathing right, like it was just kind of a simpler event, which was probably good for me for the first one. Just get it out of the way.
Sure. Did you keep your arms locked the whole time, or did you come back on your head, or how?
So I kept locked until about 10 seconds left, and then I've been practicing chest to bar because we couldn't like go under it, or we couldn't wrap our arms around it. The hands had to stay in front.
Sure.
And then at that point I got stapled, and it just stopped moving. I'm like, crap. Like I guess I probably did that and it rolled back on me. So I had to go back to the arm straightening, and I was kind of dead at that point. I don't know if it would have cost me more than a couple feet and really changed anything, but
right. Just so that people know, those drums that are there, they're full of sand.
Correct.
And that's what makes it so hard. And the sand's completely rolling around inside those things. And so you catch it when it rolls, it moves real easy. You catch it when all the sand's in the one spot, it gets really hard, really fast.
Yeah. So like out of the gate, you're like, yes, this is great. And then all of a sudden that sand doesn't move as fast, and it's starting to catch. And then as soon as you stop, you're gonna be like, oh, there goes all the sand. Yeah. So like I don't even know how you would replicate that in training, except by like just having variable weight on a yoke that you maybe switch up like halfway through the push or something.
Do you know kind of like the turf things where they use to weight down greens and roll?
Because they're full of water. The barrel, the drum.
Oh.
So you could do something like that. Take a drum and put it onto your vehicle and push something like that. Put like 3 or 4 of those somehow attached to like a little rack and push that would be in the front of your vehicle, and then push your vehicle down the street. You could simulate that way a little bit.
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I also had already spent enough money getting the equipment I needed for this event.
Oh, I saw you get that frame.
Yes. Yeah, that was when we get to it, I'll have a good story about that one for sure.
Nice. Okay, so the Austrian oak. How'd that go?
All my
I know how it went, but I want it out of yours.
So
I want your point of view.
Backstage, I messed up all my warm-ups. I was had too much adrenaline, was just freaking first time I've ever touched a wooden log, which all the veterans tell me now that a wooden log's easier. I really was hoping. I was like, just let me have that. It's harder right now. Like, at least for this week. I'll address that later. And I couldn't get the balance right for a 380 warm up in the back. Like I hit it every time, but it wasn't super clean, super fast. So my coach, Adam Dirks, made me redo it 3 times. And then we ran out of time, and then it was time to go. So I basically jumped from a 380. Like I finally got the last rep, so my feet were in the right spot. Better leg drive. But then I had about 5 minutes, and then there was 50-pound jump, which is way too much on an upper body exercise. So got out there, like I said, no caffeine, but I am like wired at that point.
Adrenaline is
wide open, yeah.
That was the event. I'm like, to me, that's the most iconic single implement in strongman that I can think of. Like, you have Atlas stones, obviously would probably be more iconic, but they're always different Atlas stones, right? The one singular piece of equipment to me is the oak. And I was trying to just like imagine Big Z pressing it when I went up there and like played some mind games with myself. It did not work that first rep. I went back and looked at it, shot my head through too quick. I used like no leg drive. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? So like, I was trying to move it like I move weight when it's like in that 340 to 360 range, and I'm going for reps because I could, keep those going with mostly upper body. Trying to use more leg drive as I get more tired. So, and the clean went super easy. Both times I ended up knocking myself back. I was like, the wood log is definitely easier to clean. I learned that.
Yeah.
And so like this, I failed the first rep. I didn't even really get it close, hardly above my head. And then was able to put it down. I think I took probably like 30 seconds, try to calm down a little bit, re-go through the coaching points. And I'm like, I really, really don't want to have to warm back up and hit the smaller log. So we might as well freaking at least try to give it another go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, found a way to get the job done for one rep. And then I got really, really excited because to me, that was like, all right, you made it. Like you're not just here, you're competing, you're hitting one of the most iconic implements ever.
Right.
You're not going to finish last on this event. That was kind of another thing. Don't finish last on anything.
Good strategy.
Yeah. Where Hooper tries to finish top 3 and everything, I was like, don't finish last on anything. But I had to get a rep to do that. So, and we got it. And then you can kind of see me waddling off stage. Both my quads were just completely cramped up. I'm like, there's no chance I have another rep in me. Even though the clean was fine, it's just I had nothing left in the legs to leg press.
To pop it off your chest, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I was like, all right, I managed to save one. I'm not going to like overly push my luck here.
It's smart because last year there was a devastating injury on that event. So that's smart. It's very smart. JF Caron,
and
patella.
I did actually see that live. So luckily I wasn't thinking about that while we were going.
No, it's good. Yeah, no kidding. But it was smart.
Yeah. During training, there was a couple of how to handle the yoke or not yoke pushing training, the wheel of pain in the log and making sure get your quads back and using appropriate leg drive and all that. So that was very much my own like, all right, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay this weekend.
So when you were training for this, were you doing that? Were you doing the yoke push or the vehicle push or whatever, and then 3.5 hours later doing the log? Or were you doing one and moving straight to the other? And were you doing that on different days? Did you train like you were actually doing the contest, or were you just putting it in where it goes?
Started with different days to really focus in on it. I'd actually squat, decently heavy squat days into the yoke push, make the yoke push a little bit harder.
Sure.
And then that was the most miserable thing I've ever trained in my life. Multiple sets lasting over a minute, like a lighter weight or like a small distance, but like go every 30 seconds. Like that is just the most miserable thing I've ever trained for ever. To date. And so as we got closer, then would go yoke push. I didn't try to take extra time. I clocked it a couple times, like between just cleaning the yoke up outside and going in and getting the log set up, like 20 minutes, maybe some like gummies, a Pedialyte or something. But I definitely wasn't trying to take 3 hours, maybe because I don't have the time.
Gotcha.
And didn't want to re-warm back up. And I'm like, all right, if I can make that turnaround after hitting multiple sets of yoke push and multiple sets of log,
fine in the contest.
Yeah. So that's what I was kind of hoping for. And that helped me at least mentally be ready for the quick turnaround. And it really wasn't even that quick in real time because it was probably 3 hours. I think it was exactly 3 hours. So it paid off. Training successful there.
Right on. Well, that's good. And I hope people realize, training like that gets you ready. I've done that more times than I can count on certain things. So that's an unbelievable, great philosophy, smartest way I can think of to do it. So next day, deadlift.
So a little less nervous now. I knew, so I hadn't done a max deadlift in comp since the 2021 America's Strongest,
Mm-hmm.
where I had maybe the ugliest 800 deadlift ever. It was like 80. It may have been like 802, I think.
Sure.
So that was theoretically my best from the floor PR. So I knew that, like, at this point, I've been pulling 800 for multiple singles. Warm ups were going good, so I knew 806 was going to be good. And I was like, all right. At the end of the day, that's a in comp PR. Like,
Sure.
that's kind of how I've had to approach deadlift before, but hopefully I'm getting away from that point where it's like, all right, if you can just not lose positioning on deadlift, you're in a good spot. Like, this was the first time ever I moved up in positioning off a deadlift in any comp, amateur or whatever, open class. So I was real confident going into the 856 pull. So I've hit 850 in training with I think the bar I was using had a little bit more whip than the elephant bar, but I don't really struggle off the floor. So I wasn't worried about the over whip. For me, it's always the lockout. But so after that, I was pretty excited, but I knew I wanted more. Probably it would. I don't think it would have mattered in positioning. It would have been smarter to go for the 400 kilo, go to 880. But I was fired up, and Dirks was trying to talk me into. He's like, "What do you think? Like 880 or like the original plan was 9 if I smoked 850?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck that! I want 9." Didn't work out, but
It's okay.
I mean that's
a big number, dude.
yeah.
There's only so many people that can do that, and there's not that many of them. So that's a really big number.
Yeah.
To get after. And there's only so many people that have pulled 850.
Yeah.
So especially on a bar that's going to be freaking, it's like an earthquake proof bar. It's just going to go wobbling all over the place. So yeah, I get that. So your problem on deadlift is at the lockouts.
Yeah, or right below the knees or above the knees. Pretty exclusively. Like we've trained everything around it, and then it's gotten better, but it's still like if it was a partial deadlift and instead of it being raised, it was just get it off the floor, I'd be in great shape. But I don't think we're doing that anytime soon, unfortunately.
No.
But we can squat. The squats are cool, and we need to do more max squats.
Yeah,
I agree because I like watching that. I love doing it. So I would like to see more squats because it's fun.
And I've always been able to squat more than I deadlift. So
most heavyweights are that way. I can only think of one or two that can deadlift more than they can squat. I mean, the only one that comes to mind is Hopdoor. That's about it.
Yeah.
But like literally, that's about it.
Well, I wonder if. Cool. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We don't get to see a lot of these guys get to do a max squat.
Yeah.
And I've never squatted in a suit either. And I think last year they did do suits, right, for the squat.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I really would like to, start chasing the 4 digits there on a squat.
Yeah. If you're between 850 and 900, you throw on that suit and get used to it, you'll hit the 4 digits. You'll definitely hit the 4 digits.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get it fit right and get the tightness right.
Yeah, it would definitely take me some time to learn that, and I've only ever really used like training grade sleeves, not sleeves. Sorry, wraps.
Right.
But I've hit 800 for a double in sleeves.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
So the max squat would have been perfect. I really wanted. I would have loved that would have been my first ever event, but Wheel of Pain was close. I'll take it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So that's cool.
And so every chance I get, I'm like, squats are cool. Everybody wants to see squats.
That's it.
Well, the good thing is probably next year when you end up at Worlds, they have more often than not, there's a division that has squats. So you can usually get into that. If you tell them you like that, there's an odd chance you might get a squat in there. So, but it's different. I mean, it's 2-inch axle, so that brings a whole another slew of interesting things. But moving on, the stone put. Yeah. Let's hear about this.
So
you destroyed this.
When that event first came out, I was like, this is perfect. Mainly because nobody else had done it, so I was at no disadvantage. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is kind of right up my alley. With a little bit more athletic background. Now, I didn't think I was going to take second. I didn't know. Nobody knew. Nobody had any idea. I trained with we went up to my wife's uncle's house in upstate New York. Went and got some rocks out of the river that I thought weighed around 180. Turns out they were 40 pounds too light. So you should really warm up before you start judging weights because everything just feels heavy if you're walking around a river. And then I had a sandbag too. So I used both a sandbag and some actual stones because for the sandbag, I always had to keep it lower because it wobbles a lot more. Versus the stone, I found out I could throw it the best if I keep it a couple inches above my head. So when I'm running, it'll kind of stabilize itself.
Sure.
Rather than resting it. I didn't think to rest it on my head like a lot of the other guys did, but I felt like it bounced a lot more because as your body's moving. And I was throwing right around that 11-foot mark, 10-foot mark, all of training. The big thing was just stopping. And so we I don't know if anybody saw this. I don't know if it was on the live stream or not. While we were warming up, we were out there and taking steps, to kind of figure out. I'm like, okay, I knew where I wanted to put my foot based off that line. I actually talked to our javelin thrower. We have a really good, all league, potentially all American javelin thrower at UD. So I talked with her. I'm like, okay, obviously this isn't quite the same, but the steps are similar. How do you? Where do you throw and where do you make that stop? How do you so outsourced a little bit, got some great information.
About 3 feet before the line?
Yeah. It was you and then it's almost like a split jerk. It's like a reverse split jerk. But in the warm-ups, I was doing that and I tried to run and we all had to look really stupid because we're running like this. We have no stone and we're just pretending to throw it. Well, I did it too hard and I did it like a cat landing over the sand where I had hands on the wood, feet on the wood. I don't know how nobody saw this. It was really, I tripped over it and I was hovering above the sand. I'm like, there was about a giant imprint of me just in the freaking sand.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
so
awesome.
I was like, all right, we can't do that. But when it's amazing when you add the rock, it actually slows you down so you don't run so fast. And then after that first throw, I was feeling confident, and Dirks even made a comment to me. It's like, wow, everybody's looking at your technique and trying to figure out what you did. I'm I'm still trying to figure out what I did and repeat it. And then I wish I could have landed that second throw. I think that was 12 feet.
That was really, you launched that thing. Literally, I'll agree with you. That was over 12 feet.
Yeah, I didn't want to stick around and find out. So I was like, I don't even want to know what the measurement would have been.
Make you sick.
It was the way the toe board was. I had both my toes shoved up against it, which you're allowed to do, but that was just, there was no saving it. No matter how many times I could circle my arms, and then of course Rogue puts that up, and I'm like, I feel very unathletic right now. Just kind of waving my arms like a bird, trying not to. But at least I cut out the part where I jumped over, almost in the Magnuson's lap. But yeah, so after that, confidence was up a bit, and then I just knew I tried to do the same steps on the third throw. I think I was a little further back, but got an improvement from my first throw, and took the second. I really would have loved an event win, but then I think everybody was like, "This is a really dumb event. The rookie's winning. We're never going to do this again."
They're going to blame it right to it.
Yep. Where I'm like, this is the greatest event ever. We should do this at every competition.
Every year.
Well, the good thing is they don't pick the events. So
yeah,
it's not up to them.
Exactly.
So believe me.
I think I even told Jan, I was like, we should do this event all the time. This is fantastic. I'm all for it. I want to just try the actual thing now.
Yeah, I think Mateus was probably feeling the same way about that event.
Yeah.
So, well, that's awesome. I mean, it's kind of neat when you can walk into something that nobody's done yet and then just perform like that right off the bat. So that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So let's get on to the frame. Talk to me about the frame.
So the frame, I was feeling confident. I had, from what I could tell, the best training setup to where my mom, on her own, got some carpenters from Franklin, North Carolina. Back where I was going home for Christmas, and she had built this frame, which we called the Appalachian. It's actually sitting on my driveway under a tarp. So, and I'm like, nice. I have a hill in my house, so I'll just do everything else at UD. It's the last event anyway, so it makes sense that I stay warm. Like I drove home every Friday with my knee sleeves on, my ollie shoes. And look, I don't live far from campus, so it was not too bad of a drive. I bring my buddy, Evan Weinstein, who's been helping me with my training in house, and we roll it out on some furniture dollies very carefully down the hill, and you bring it uphill, and so we made guesses of the measurements based off videos. So we watched old videos. I'm like, this guy's about this tall. That handle width is about here. We'll make sure it's a little bit wider. We did get the handle width was correct. I think I was spot on with the handle width I was using was the same. I think I actually made my handles wider by 2 inches. From what I could guess, I never measured the actual frame, but I'm standing in and I'm like, oh, good, mine's further.
That's gonna make it easier.
Yeah, and we only got the comp weight in training once, and I picked it up twice. I basically did the exact same thing I did on the actual frame carry. That was 2 days after I had food poisoning, so I was kind of like in my mind, I'm like, So 2 weeks out before my most important training days, like it was like the last heavy days, I got food poisoning on a Wednesday. So I had to skip Thursday, do all the basically comp weight Friday, and I missed the log. The stone throwers were shit, and then the frame, I didn't go anywhere with it. And I was like, this is not good for my mental health right now.
But it does show how mentally tough you are, because you came back and blew it out of the water.
Well, so I appreciate it, but then I came back 3 days after, and that's when I pulled 850 for the first time. Nice. So I was like, all right, that was definitely just food poisoning. I'm feeling better now. So with the frame, one thing, and wasn't able to do in training. This is no excuse. I mean, plenty of guys were training on flat surface. I was training where I started on a hill and just kept going up a hill. Right. Where that thing is flat to the hill.
Yes.
Which
that threw a lot of guys off.
Yep. It tripped me up a little bit. Because I think the first drop was definitely on my legs. My legs just didn't have the strength in the transition. The second drop was grip. At that point, my left hand couldn't hang on anymore. And when the game plan was, all right, if grip goes to shit, then you go a hand length in front of it and just start getting every inch you can. Yep. Well, but then I just have Magnus sitting next to me saying, no. I'm like, well, I got 30 seconds. I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna just stand here.
Right.
So I just kept doing it. I'm like, all right, let's see how many times I can pick it up.
Well, now something that people got to realize, when you're down at the bottom of that ramp, it's on 4x4s. So it's 4 inches higher of a pick than it would normally be. And then as soon as you take it out of that little gully, you drop it on there, you got to pull it 4 inches further than you did the first time you picked it.
Yep.
And that's a really rude awakening when you're standing on the ramp.
Yep. So, yeah, that was I was disappointed in that one just because I felt that I could have finished it.
Sure.
But it was like to me, when things go wrong in strongman competitions, it's one or two things. It's either you messed up your technique, or you didn't have the strength to do it.
Right.
And that one, I felt I didn't have the strength in that moment to get the job done. And for me personally, I can live with that.
I think if you wouldn't have tripped the first time,
maybe would have had a shot, but
so
I didn't.
Here's my question: what type of shoes did you have on?
I had Ollie shoes on.
Okay, so you had Olympic lifting shoes.
Yep.
Okay.
Which I trained with, was great on the hill.
Yep.
And it actually helped. I kind of jacked my knee up a little bit on the last throw. Like not enough to affect anything. I just a little tendonitis, and it all kind of flared up on a throw for whatever reason. I got it taped up to limit the range I could get down.
Sure.
And John and Dr. Todd saved me on that one. They took care of me, and that was part of the experience too. So
yeah, they're awesome.
Got it all fixed up, taped up. I didn't even feel it when we were going. But like being in the elevated hill too made it a little bit easier on my knee. But yeah, so yeah, definitely would have had a better shot at finishing if I didn't have to. Once you have to pick up something multiple times, that's the hardest part. Yeah, and I probably then I was rushing. I wasn't like setting my grip as strong. But in my mind, it was a strength issue. But for me, I can live with if it's a technique thing where you're like crap. Like I can smoke that weight all the time, which nobody says that. Nobody says that about the Arnold weight, but I don't think. So looking back, I saw a lot of the guys were training. They would go heavier weight with straps to like feel what that kind of weight would feel when you're trying to move it. So I think that's one thing I'm definitely going to incorporate next time. Just to kind of feel like maybe after a bunch of runs, fatiguing your grip out, just to kind of feel what that. So I've had that weight on my back in a yoke run, but I don't think I've ever carried that much
in your hands. Yeah. Little trick with that is, especially the campus has loading docks, doesn't it?
They do. Not a very big one.
Okay. A grocery store?
Do you have a grocery store?
There's grocery stores all over the place that have like the loading docks with the ramps that go down because the trucks back up into them.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's where you go train that at. You grab 2 4x4s and you take them with you, and you lay them on the ground, and you set up that flat to up, and then you don't trip over it anymore. You learn the first three to four steps are medium fast and smooth, and then as soon as both the feet get on the incline, that's when you hit the gas.
Well, holy now, but
that's it. You just saw the light bulb go off above his head right there. He was like,
"Oh, we have that.
Why didn't I think of that?"
We have part of it where it's. I don't know if it's ramped aggressively enough.
It doesn't really have to be that aggressive, but you got to remember most loading docks are at least 4 feet at the other end.
Yep.
You're moving up 4 feet because that's what the height of the truck is when it backs up to the loading dock.
I am going to text our facilities guy right now and we'll see if he'll let me.
Right now, update. Nick just taught me something.
Yeah, you cool if there's a frame sitting out by a loan dock under a tarp. Nobody will steal it.
Yeah, and no one can pick it up.
They're not going to go anywhere with it. They're not going to go anywhere with it. It's kind of like I used to store my finger in the driveway, and it's like the whole thing put together has got to be over 900 pounds. And
if you could take it, go for it. That's all.
We actually had a guy or a couple guys come out one night thinking they were going to try to load scrappers, thinking they were going to try to take it once, and then all you heard was dong, and then so they figured out it wasn't going anywhere. And dropped it.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, so nobody's going to take your frame. I mean, it's that'd be ridiculous. But yeah, that's a really good way to train that event. And then plus, I mean, you can end up going up that ramp further than what you do at the Arnold.
Yep.
So the only difference is when we did it up the ramp, there were no guardrails.
I've seen those videos, and that is
it's gnarly.
Ever fall off the side?
I think one of the guys kind of like went a little cockeyed, but I don't remember anybody falling off the side in the years I was there. But it can be a little nerve-wracking. The only thing that was there was the stop at the back. So you just had to halt. You just tried to go as fast as you can until you hit the backstop.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember watching that. And like, this is insane. Like, there's no. I need the gutter guards and the bowling. You know.
Yeah. So it's good to have them in the frame for the Arnold.
Yes.
But that's really cool. And then when you get up on the stage and they bring everybody out and they call everybody out and do their placings and stuff, how cool is that?
Well, they did it. They only brought out the top 3.
Oh,
yeah. Really? I was a little bummed with that, or I missed it completely.
I highly doubt you missed it.
But I still went out anyway and got to see my family and talk to fans and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So like my last moment was kind of right after the frame. Also with the interviews right after the events are not good for me. I've learned. My eyes aren't open. I'm looking at the ground and I'm really out of breath.
Well, a few more podcasts and you'll have it down packed.
Well, what I need to do is like we need to do a podcast. I'm going to lift a little bit and then like come back into the podcast.
And that's it.
Because I saw those, I'm like, wow, I look like I'm happy as all get out, but I look like the most miserable person because I'm so just out of breath.
You want to know how to practice for that?
Go ahead.
You know how you do your training videos?
Yeah.
Do your event, do your training video, and then walk over and explain to the camera what you just did and why you did it that way.
That's it. Cut that
right
promo.
You did it. All you got to do.
You guys are gonna make me do more social media stuff.
You have to. That's the day and age we're in.
I know.
You're posting good stuff. You're posting good training videos.
Because I have help.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna help me some more.
You're looking at my help. Ben's the greatest, man. He really is. I mean, he's been helping me for quite a while now, and it makes a difference. It
definitely
we all got
does.
help.
It really does because I need it. I need it.
We all still actively compete to do our own. Like me, Brian, Eddie, Robert. We all still put a lot of time and effort into our own, but we also have help.
That's it. And make sure right now, and it does help. And like I said, cutting that promo, doing that work, getting camera friendly, especially because you're going to be going to Worlds, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get every interview in the world.
Well, you got the Shaw Classic next. So,
right.
What you doing to get ready for that?
Well, none of the events are released. We're assuming certain events. Obviously, there's going to be a stone, which I need to really work on hard. I'm hoping that I can't imagine there not being something with log. I can't imagine there not being something with circus dumbbell.
Yeah.
A car press.
Really hoping we squat it, not leg press it, but
I think that leg press one is probably going to be there.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So I'm formulating a plan. I have access to a leg press. It's not in our main weight room, but I'm going to have to find some weight.
Well, make sure you talk to Nick because he's already touched it. So you know, say you'll be able to get a little bit of that advice before you hit it.
I will.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I kind of like told everybody before. I go, it's really hard to hold on to the handles when you're trying to get into that thing because your ass can't come off. I mean, it literally makes if you slide up on that thing at all, it makes like a 300 or 400 pound difference, making it easier. Yeah. So that's why everybody was told you got to keep your ass and that you got to keep your butt in the seat because if it comes up even a little bit, it just changes it and you just bang those out. So, but you get in there, you get set, you push it up and you grab it and pull yourself into the seat and you let them unrack it. You let the guys on the spotters on the side unrack it, because grabbing and pulling yourself back into position is like really brutal on that thing. And then you get set and you go and you just come down and just gently touch and then pop it right back off. Because I did that 3 days after squatting 660 for 10 and deadlifting 700 for 10 at a strongman competition.
Yeah, but Nick just casually does that all the time. So
yeah, it's casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sometimes, sometimes I wonder what's going on in this thing. But I can tell you, it is a great thing, and it's on 2 steel rods, or is it 4 steel rods? Either way, it gives a little bit. So your initial push, you can feel it comes off pretty easy, and then it kind of pushes in. You can feel the bars moving, and then it straightens out. So there's a little spot on it where it gets a little bit harder, and then it gets easier as you get towards the lockout. So just be ready for that when you're pushing it.
Yep.
So if you get on a regular leg press, I would definitely recommend like almost putting some tight bands on it.
Yep.
To simulate that a little bit. And to load up a leg press, remember, you got sandbags, don't you?
Oh, I do. They're not anywhere near the leg press, but if there's no sandbag event, I could probably move them over there.
Well, you got a lot of athletes at that college.
Yeah. And apparently you guys have dollies that you can put it on.
I don't know if I have athletes who can pick up a 400-pound sandbag.
But 2 or 3 of them can.
That's it. Teamwork is the dream work.
You can also take the sandbag and roll it onto a really thick, sturdy towel, and the guys can grab either side of the towel and lift it up and set it on there.
That's what we've done with it. I've done it with like a tarp.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Sandbags on the top make it a lot easier. You can get 800 pounds on the top of the leg press after all the plates are on if you use sandbags.
That's it.
That is
just saying.
That is another great light bulb moment.
Mitch is good for that.
Hence the experience part.
Yep. Well, when you guys do the editing, you should definitely have a light bulb.
A little ding.
Especially for the loading ramp moment. And then this one too.
Yeah, but I know Brian will always make changes because that's how Brian is, but Brian will also stay very the same. So he might vary 1 or 2 events, but it's a pretty safe bet if you start work until you find out what came out, start working on what was there last year. It's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely the plan. Moving forward,
it's going to be fun to watch what you do in that, because you're pretty darn good at just about all of that. Mm-hmm. So, and the frames on a straight surface, it's 40 feet, so that wasn't too bad. So, and then the arm over arm, I would definitely work on that arm over arm.
Yep, I have never done an arm over arm, so that's one initially that pops out to me is need to start filling that out.
Okay. It ratchets, so once you pull it, it won't go back down.
Okay.
But to kind of you can't really simulate that, but what you can do is take get an extra pump, to inflate the tires and deflate the tires on a vehicle and pull the vehicle.
Interesting.
Because that'll get really difficult really fast. And I think the thing weighs like 660 or 700 pounds, and it's and all you're doing is picking it up on the winch. So as you're pulling it, it's turning the winch. Yeah. So that's where it gets. The only thing so each pull is going to be really, really, really hard.
Yep.
But you're not going to have to worry about moving the rope out of the way really fast.
Yeah.
And then a little trick I saw last year when you run up to that rope and grab it and put your feet on the things to get set, I would almost sit up straight and lean back and use your legs and get a whole crank out of it before your ass even hits the ground.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Are you allowed to grab way in front of it? So you're going to grab way in front of it and throw yourself down.
Yeah. Unless he hears this and says you can't do that.
Oh, shit.
Well, we'll find out when
Which
the
is
rules
entirely
come out.
possible. But
well, that's one way we're going to know if he's watching the show, right?
yeah. This is very true. If not, you just got some. You got a little help on that one.
Well, Brian, while you're here, can we squat the car?
So I'll get another car and we'll set up a squat.
Yeah, I think he's pretty fond of that leg press.
Yeah,
So,
it looks sweet, and they got a whole lot of love on all media outlets. So
oh
yeah.
all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't argue against that. I got a lot of love on it too when I put up the training video with it. So
Yep.
Probably one of the best videos I ever got love on. So can't complain about that.
It'll be exciting, that's for sure.
Oh, heck yeah. So, and that's in August. So are you going to pretty much now just start preparing for that, or what's your goal for the next few months?
I may actually do some Worlds events, just in case something crazy happens the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Just in case. I also may drive down there just to say what's up, just in case.
Okay.
At least meet some of the guys.
Yeah. If I can get out there, I'll introduce you to Colin and Darren and those guys.
Yeah. I've met Colin very briefly at OSG. But Darren, he judged me on one of the events, but I didn't really get to talk to him at all. So, and then I can go support, Dirks will be supporting Evan, so I can help him out and just be cool. I mean, I also want to kind of watch, Brian and
Mark Felix.
Last one. I think it's freaking insane that I get to be in the last competition of Brian Shaw. So they talk about being grateful and like what kind of honor that is insane.
I'm actually a little jealous.
Well, it makes you feel any better. I'm not sure I deserve it. It just feels.
No, you 100% deserve it. You won the contest, and then look what you just did at the Arnold.
Well, I appreciate it.
You realize you just beat the reigning world's strongest man at a strongman contest, right?
Yes, I thought about that. My main goal was to not be the other Tom by the end of the weekend, because that's
well, we got a new Tom in town.
Yeah,
I definitely was. I mean, I even called myself that when I introduced myself to him and Luke. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm definitely I'm not Big Tom this weekend, but
you are always Big Tom, and I'm going to tell you what. You have nothing but talent. You have work ethic. And when work ethic meets talent versus time and methodical processes, you're going to exceed anything you ever expected you were going to do.
I appreciate that. I think I already have. Hopefully
You're just getting started. You're just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a long career ahead of you in this as long as you want.
And that's the thing, too, is like the things that are going to prolong you are the things that you're being taught right now by Nick, things that he's dropped in your head where it's just like, oh, shit. Because Nick sees things in a weird way. And when he sees them, it's weird because you can watch the gears turning in his head on how he thinks to fucking get it worked through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's insane. Since I've been working with Nick, it's just like every time I turn around, I'm like, that makes all the sense.
Yep. Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you. No, it's been a lot of fun. Is there anything you want to get into or cover or anything else? Want to talk smack about some of the guys?
I am not going to do that.
No, I'm
Definitely
kidding.
not gonna do that.
That was joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even all the guys are great. You know, I got to have a meaningful conversation with everybody except Matish and Pablo, but their English isn't good, and my English isn't good either. So, especially when I'm pacing around backstage. So yeah, it was a very surreal experience, and I really look forward to the next time I get to do it.
Yeah. Did you get to meet Mark Henry?
And I did have a conversation with him. I don't think he was ever backstage. I did get a fist bump from him.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool.
I'll take that after the. I think it was after the log press.
Man, I tell you what, he is probably the nicest guy.
Yeah,
that you could run into. I've had nothing but unbelievable experiences with him, and just some of the best memories. I remember sitting there in '94 at the ADFPA Nationals, and he was eating with Dr. Todd, and they were talking about the contract he was about to sign for the WWE.
yeah.
And that was the day where he deadlifted 903 and he squatted 947. So it was a pretty neat day. I was still in the 242s at that time. So it was a really neat experience. And then when I got to go to the Arnold, I see him again there and recognizes me and says hi, and we talk for a bit. And then my son, who's like this big at the time, comes up to him. I think my son was probably about 9. Yeah, about 9 at the time. Comes up to him and he kind of bops my kid. My kid recognizes him from wrestling, of course.
Yeah.
Pops him and he's like, "Hey, give me $1." And so my son's like, "Okay," reaches in, pulls out, hands him $1. And
Yeah.
he just looks at me. He goes, "Just like that?" I go, "Just like that." He's like, "He's a good kid." I'm like, "He is." Wow. And then so we get to talking. Mark's now, it's like 2.5 hours later. Comes up to my son. He goes, "Hey, here's your $1 back. And I'll see you later." Just hands it to him and sticks it in his pocket though, and then leaves. It was a $100 bill.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Tillman didn't think anything of it. He checked. He finds out about 2 hours later.
Yeah,
and he's just like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, just started laughing. I saw him the next day, and I was thanking him and stuff. But it was a really kind of a neat thing. I mean, people just don't do that.
That's. I wish I had more time to talk to him, but that's a great story.
You will, because you're probably going to be back at the Arnold next year after that.
Well,
so
fingers crossed.
I don't think you need to cross anything. I just think you need to keep doing what you're doing right now, and I don't think it'll be an issue. It'll take care of itself.
Oh yeah. And with that being said, Nick, Tom, we have a very specific way on how we end this show. Nick has one of the best sayings, and like I said, it hits home because it's the truth. So before we take off, Nick, hit us with those famous words.
Well, thanks for watching the show, and I want everybody at home to train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be.
And that's our show. Tom, thank you again.
Oh, thank you guys. Pleasure to be a part of it.
A pleasure having you. It really was. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys.
You're listening to The Best Experience with Nick Best.